to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, and this is our last week being presented by the New London Hospital. Their healthcare providers work as a team, collaborating on the best ways to keep you healthy. They are proud healthcare practitioners who work together for their patients as part of this outstanding community hospital organization. On today's show, we'll visit with the hospital president and CEO, Tom Manion, to hear about Express Care. What is it and how's it going? Kathy Lowe and her gang will preview this year's Sutton Old Home Day. Sage Tokach from the new London Barn Playhouse will join me for a chat about their winter education programs. And we'll close with Tim Blagden of the Concord-Lake Sunapee Rail Trail effort with some exciting news. So stay right here for another edition of your Yankee Chronicle, but first, these words from one of our business underwriters.
This program is supported by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire since 1997, with roots going back much further as the country press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper. Echo Communications.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from New London Hospital. And I'm now joined by Tom Manion, who is the president and CEO here. Hi, Tom.
Hi, how are you?
What a great hospital days we just had back after a little hiatus. And thank you for hosting, as always.
Absolutely. No, it's my first one. I'm super excited to finally be able to get back to some semblance of normalcy.
Yes.
So we had a really good time and want to thank everyone for helping out.
So fun. So let's get into a new addition to New London Hospital that I think is really fantastic. And before we started, you said how successful it has been in just a couple of months. But it's the new Express Care, part of New London Hospital, a 7-day-a-week Express Care. And tell us about what that's meant to New London Hospital.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, it's helped us really improve our access. So when we were going to open this Express Care, which is technically it's a Type B ER, but that aside, what it really meant was, how are we going to be able to serve our community for that 7-day-a-week purpose, right? Mm-hmm. So we have a lot of folks who live here year-round. We have college students. We have people who are here for part of the year, whether it's to just come up and ski or be here in the summer for, being those who have homes on the lake.
Right.
We have a lot of people who could use a service like this, mm-hmm. Who maybe don't have regular care with their primary care. But then there are also those who, it's Saturday at 4 o'clock,
right.
and you cut yourself,
right.
or you have a tick, or you have a sinus infection. To be able to go in and see someone, and so far the wait times have been extraordinarily minimal,
which is amazing.
It's been really terrific. We've had one weekend where we had over 100 people come through in one weekend. Wow. And we've been able to care for people. I've gone around to talk to folks at our local Episcopal churches, our some small groups that get together regularly of retired folks, and then we have our own patient family and advisory council, and every single person is raving about the service.
It really is
here.
Yeah.
And one individual said this is the best thing we've done for New London Hospital in years, which is great.
I agree. Talk about the difference between someone who is needing Express Care versus someone that's like, you need to go right to the ER, because that was a big purpose, was to diminish some of the wait time at the ER. So there are people that you should still go to the ER.
Sure. Yeah. So the thought is, you can come to Express Care. The Express Care is going to be at a lower charge, much lower charge than our ER. Yep. So we typically try to make it so it's roughly 45 to 55% less in terms of the charges. It depends on the situation, in the case. But we'll see anything. Yep. So it qualifies still as an ER, and we'll be able to do anything there. But if we realize, this person has a really, really concerning symptom, like maybe there's a heart attack going on, or a stroke, or something else, what we do, we have protocols, because this is all within the hospital.
Right.
We can stabilize and screen and stabilize that person and get them right over to our main ER for that higher level issue. So our main ER is going to be able to see, the purpose is how can we keep the right acuity in the right place, but we will see anything anywhere.
Right.
We may have to move you
Yes.
if it's a bigger issue to
Right.
that level, higher level of care. You only get one charge. There is not multiple charges.
That's good to know.
So you will not have multiple bills. And if there is an issue, contact us. We'll help you resolve it.
Sure.
But, for the most part, we've only had to do that. I think it's like 4% of the cases that have come through our express care have been transferred to our
Interesting. But it's important to know, I mean, if you do have chest pain,
Right.
a bone sticking out, don't
Right.
just think that, I really should go to express care. Go to the ER because
Right.
it's still available.
Right.
But express care is a great another option if you're having some, sinus pressure on a Saturday night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I think is a huge benefit. So if you went to a solo urgent care center, which
Right.
is different, if you had that bigger issue, they would have to call 911,
Yep.
get an ambulance to come get you,
Yep.
pick you up, and bring you to the ER.
Now you have 3 charges.
Well, yeah, and I won't get into that,
Right.
but I will say, instead of putting you on a bed that we already have
Right.
and getting you into the ER within less than a couple minutes.
Right.
It's literally just down the hallway.
Amazing. Talk about if someone is interested in learning more about express care. I know there's some information on your website, but it's still part of the hospital. You
It is.
pull in just behind the hospital. I think that's important that there are signs and people
Right.
can see it, but it's important that people know that you're not going to a separate building. It is part of this hospital.
Absolutely. It is a part of New London Hospital. Yeah, so if you're on County Road, you go past our main entrance toward the back. We have a nice big sign that says Express
Yep.
Care. You pull in, we have dedicated spaces for you there.
Amazing.
Monday through Friday, we're open 9 to 7. On Saturdays, it's 9 to 5, and on Sundays, 9 to 3. The idea for those hours is try to mimic the pharmacies that are local so that if you do have a sinus infection, you get a prescription. I'm not
Right.
a clinician, let's say for Z-Pak, whatever
Sure,
they might
sure.
write you. You can go over with your script and get that
And get
filled.
it.
And
Amazing.
so you have everything that same day. I will say it's really, really important for me to call out that we have excellent clinicians in this group. I know you know one of them.
I do. Personal relationship, yes.
So Nikki, of course, being
Yes.
one of our newer hires who's amazing. And then I have to call out Tom Beauregard, who's the clinical director there. Tom and I worked together at our prior organization, and he did this with me there at this organization in Vermont, and has come here with me to help do it here, and has just done an amazing job.
Wow.
So he's presenting, I think, to some of our local organizations like the VNA, or has already presented to them, and is going around trying to tell people all about what we can do for people here.
And I think that the town has just adapted like it's always been here. It's only been a couple of months since
Right.
it's been open, but I can't tell you how many people there. Oh yeah, I went to Express Care. I saw Nikki, who's my sister-in-law, and it's like we never lived without it. So
Right.
it's kudos to you and to Tom for putting this together, because I think it was definitely a necessary addition to our town.
Thank you.
Tom, thank you so much for hosting us, and a wonderful Hospital Days parade as we and Hospital Day. I focus on the parade, obviously,
Right,
but wonderful Hospital Days weekend, and thank you so much for hosting us.
Absolutely, thank you.
With all the uncertainty in healthcare, it sure is nice to have our own community hospital to serve us, and strategically part of one of the best healthcare systems in the country.
Getting out of bed, bathing, getting dressed, cooking and cleaning are some of the everyday tasks that people often need help with as they age. And the Lake Sunapee VNA team is here to help. Our homemaker companions, personal care service providers, and licensed nursing assistants are passionate about providing the care and support that keep our clients safe, secure, and as independent as possible in the homes they love.
It's very rewarding, but it's also my way of giving back. I've had family members that needed the VNA, and their services were wonderful, and it's just my way of saying thank you.
I'm just filled with so much pride, and I'm fulfilled to be able to work here, to be able to hang out with residents and patients like Helen, hear their stories, help them when they need help, has fulfilled my life in ways that I could never explain.
Anybody who loves their home and believes in their home as much as I do, you can't imagine being anyplace else. It brings tears to your eyes when you think you can be in your home.
If you are interested in a meaningful career in home care, we are interested in talking to you. even if you have no previous experience. Our entry-level positions offer room for growth, and our on-the-job training, welcoming culture, and supportive team are just a few of the things that make working here so special. Check out our website to learn more or contact us to set up a shadow experience and see for yourself what a career in home care is all about.
This program is supported by the Innertown Record, your weekly hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge-Sunapee Sunshine region of New Hampshire. The Innertown Record.
Welcome back to your Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel. Old home days are such a staple of every community this time of year, and everyone is invited. Next up is Sutton's. Let's hear about it from Kathy Lowe and her gang. Hi, Kathy.
Well, we grew up in this incredible village, and because we had parents who were in vaudeville, and our uncle, who was a tremendous songwriter and performer, he wrote that beautiful song, New Hampshire Sunday Morn. Probably, I'm guessing, in the late 50s, because as far as I'm concerned, we've been singing this song all our life, and it's become an icon. I mean, people just love the song, and I think it's one of the reasons they even come to Old Home Day. So when Tom passed in 1985, sadly, from lung cancer, he passed the song on to our sister Kim to sing, which she does so beautifully.
Kids all dressed in Sunday best, watching church bells toll. Faces beaming like I've seen them coming from the swimming hole.
And it's great, we get a lot of community town people to sing in the background, the bong, bong, bong. Right. And Kim's husband George directs us, as our father used to direct the choir when Uncle Tom sang. Yep.
The date and day and time of our Old Home Day is going to be Sunday, August 21st at 11 o'clock.
I just wanted to have a memory when Jody Wells's grandma Gaga would open up her house, and we would all borrow outfits like this and sign them out. And we're talking, 65, 70 years ago now or something. And she just lent all these incredible outfits to people in the village so people could come dressed up.
From young babies to grandfathers.
The first photo is my aunt and uncle, and they are dressed in old garb, and they are getting ready for Old Home Day. This other one, the two people there are my grandmother and grandfather. And then there's a photo of me and my mother dressed for Old Home Day. And this last photo is a photograph of my father, who's a tithing man, and the Lowe Sisters' Uncle Tom, who is holding out for the collection. And so they did that for a number of years, and it was always entertaining because someone would put in a wooden nickel, or someone would pretend they were asleep, so they would tickle the ladies with a feather and hit the guys with the post on the other side of the tithing stick.
And we'll keep coming, right, girls? We'll keep coming. Hey, I think I see the ice cream truck. Let's go. All right. Let's go.
On that day will also be an ice cream social, and also open will be not only the one-room schoolhouse for your review, but also the Wells store, which has a number of artifacts of both the 18th and 19th century. The date and day and time of our Old Home Day is going to be Sunday, August 21st at 11 o'clock. And we eagerly and humbly hope that you can attend. I think it's both worthwhile and fun.
Thanks, Kathy. Mark your calendar for another great community celebration. When your Yankee Chronicle returns, I'll visit with Sage Tokach, the new education director at the new London Barn Playhouse, on why it is your artistic home and now a resource for learning throughout the year. But first, a few words from the folks that underwrite our show. Please stay with us.
The American Red Cross blood supply is at historically low levels this winter, and we're facing a dangerous situation. Hospitals and patients are counting on donors to get the blood they need. Make a life-saving appointment today. Visit redcrossblood.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS.
This program is supported by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Their full-service model offers oil delivery, propane, motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of oil, gas, and alternative energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning systems, and backup generators. Their highly trained and friendly staff will assist you throughout the process of buying, installing, and servicing a full line of energy products. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from the Refinery Restaurant here in Andover, and I'm excited to introduce you to the new Director of Education at the new London Barn Playhouse, Sage Tokach. Hi, Sage.
Hi, Abby.
Very nice to meet you, and congratulations. And not only are you new to this position, but new to the area, so exciting to have you here and learn all about your position.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very excited to be here in New London.
So give us a little bit of background, because you are brand new to New England, not new to the theater world, but let people hear about you and what you've done so far.
Yeah, absolutely. So I grew up in a very small town in Kansas, kind of similar to New London, actually, geographically. There are some similarities, so that's been fun to come back to the small town life. But I went to my undergrad program at Oklahoma City University, so I did acting and directing there.
Amazing.
And then I worked for a while. I worked in some regional theaters, in education programs, and as an actor and director. And then I had a job with Missoula Children's Theater, where I toured all over the country as a tour actor and director, working with different groups of kids each week in different towns. And so that really solidified my love for working with young people, and that solidified that that's what I wanted to do. So then I was like, okay, what do I need now to continue my education if I wanted to start up a program somewhere? And so I went to University of Central Florida, where I got my MFA in theater for young audiences. Amazing. And that really prepped me to come here.
So you love teaching young people theater, which is
absolutely.
Amazing.
And the beauty of this position specifically, I really wanted a position that would allow me to work with all ages, from babies to 18, and I really get that here.
You really do. So talk about this. The Director of Education is a brand new position. There's been education directors or people that have helped with the education department before, but you are boots on the ground in New London year-round because of this new expansion that's really going to give you amazing opportunities.
Yeah, it was a huge find to find this job posted online. I was so thrilled to have this. It's a very unique position because the summer program is so established and has such a great staff and following already, a group of junior interns and campers that come every summer. And so it's great to have that foundation to build off of, and then see what else is this town interested in, what else do the community members want, and really building up that program with the community for the school year is really exciting for me.
Amazing. So I know you can't go into too much detail, and a lot of things are still in the works as well, but give us a little taste of what people can expect for all ages too, because I know it's not necessarily based on just kids. You're looking for a programming for all ages.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of our programming is still in the works, but we will have camps and classes similar to what we do in the summer, but for all ages, for adults and youth during the school year.
Amazing.
And then we're also looking into some productions. So we are having some productions with young actors, but then also touring productions where professionals will perform for young people, going into the schools, going to some of the senior centers, going to the libraries. So really bringing the barn to the people.
Amazing. And this Fleming Center that's brand new to the barn gives you this space, an incredible space where you can utilize this.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll be using the Fleming Center for productions, for classes, for workshops, for bringing in guest artists. It will be a gathering place for students to come. We're putting together a student board that's going to meet once a week, just to have a place to hang out at the theater and plan some of their own programming themselves.
Will you be specializing on some programming during school vacation weeks?
Yeah. So there will be the winter break programming. There will be spring break intensive. Some of what they've already done.
Sure.
But building on top of that, and a lot of that will be built with community members too, seeing when they have free time and what they're interested in.
And that it can happen there because a lot of times they've utilized Colby Sawyer. So
So now having our own space is incredible.
So as things start to come in the works, as things start to be announced, how can people hear about all the fun programming happening post summer season?
Yeah, absolutely. It will always be on the website, and we'll send out lots of email blasts. We'll make sure people know, starting to advertise at the end of the summer, but also always check the website.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Sage, thank you so much. Congratulations on this new position, and welcome to the area. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we all do here locally, and thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Wow, with the new facilities and the talented staff, year-round sounds like the next logical step. When we return, Tim Blagden will join us for an update on the progress with the Concord-Lake Sunapee Rail Trail. But before we talk to Tim, let's hear a few messages and words from another one of our underwriters of Yankee Chronicle. Please stay with us.
We are strong and we'll get through this together, but these are stressful times. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, and know that you are not alone. Visit wearebroadcasters.com/hope, furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
This program is supported by Main Street Bookends of Warner for books, toys, games, cards, gifts, and a gallery of local art. Main Street Bookends of Warner.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel. 7 years ago, the first stretch of the Lake Sunapee to Concord Rail Trail was laid down in Warner. Since then, much has happened, but there's much more to do. Let's now hear about the progress and what is left to be done. Hi, Tim.
So the Friends of the Concord-Lake Sunapee Rail Trail is trying to build a 34-mile multi-use trail from Horseshoe Pond in Concord through Hopkinton, Warner, Sutton, Bradford to Newberry Harbor on Lake Sunapee. So it's a very difficult project, lots of private property owners that would have to come on board for us to be successful. But we're having success in getting projects on the ground, and we hope you'll follow along with us as we build more and more of this trail. If we get the whole trail done, the good news is a family riding bikes would be able to have ice cream every 45 minutes as you come through another town center. So this trail really would go through all the town centers. It goes right next to the Warner River and parts of the Tokach River. It's a beautiful trail, easy to get to, and we're celebrating those by holding a series of 5K events called the Flat and Furious 5K that use the sections of trail we have on the ground and a little bit of extra terrain if we need it to introduce people. So we encourage you to look for the Flat and Furious 5K. It's on our website. There are also Facebook events, and come and experience the sections of the trail that we have on the ground. I'm here today to announce a potential project that unimaginatively we're calling the Exit 9 project. We're here in Warner at the end of Waterloo Street, and if you know the area, Route 103 is over to my north here, and Interstate 89 is behind me. And it's very difficult to get on foot or on bike from Bradford and Newberry or the western edge of Warner over to all the businesses that are just the other side of the interstate. So we were quite fortunate that Representative Custer reached out to us, and we were able to put together a project plan that's been submitted for congressionally directed funding down in Washington, D.C. This project would build new trail from the end of Waterloo Street down close to the river, go underneath the highway bridges that carry the highway over the river, and then when we're on the east side of the interstate, the trail would split, and one spur would come back up to the edge of 103 and bring you into the roundabout so you can reach all the businesses at Exit 9. and the other spur would use a new bicycle and pedestrian bridge to cross the Warner River and hook up with the old railroad grade of the Concord and Claremont and bring you into downtown Warner. So it's not a very long project. It does involve 2 bridges, but it creates a huge amount of connectivity that you'll be able to see on a graphic. So miles and miles and miles of nice, easy to bike and walk roads become much more attractive to use because we're going to get you by the busiest part of the road network in Warner. That section that is just east of the highway and goes to the roundabout along 103 carries twice the number of cars as any other section of road in Warner, aside from the interstate itself. So that's a scary section. There's lots of vehicles turning and merging and making decisions about where they're going to go, and it's uncomfortable to do it on a bike. This provides a much more comfortable way to get there, and downright beautiful as you get glimpses of the Warner River and we carry you over Stevens Brook. For more information on any of our projects, the 2 best places to go is our website, which is now clsrt.org, or our Facebook page. So you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/clsrt. We constantly have trail-based events and are announcing new projects and new initiatives. And if you'd like to help us as a volunteer or join the board of directors, we're certainly always looking for as much help as we can get. It's a fun group and these are great projects.
Thank you, Tim, for your report and your efforts. We look forward to your next installment on the progress to connect the capital to our Lake Sunapee region for bicyclers. Ice cream stops in every town sound pretty good to me. Well, that's it for your installment of Yankee Chronicle. I'd like to thank New London Hospital for being our presenter the last 4 weeks. It's nice to have such a fine facility in the midst of our community, but also part of one of the best healthcare systems in our country. Next week, we'll be presented by Barton Insurance Company, a local independent group that looks out for your interests and not that of a big insurer. This week on our Game of the Week, we have boys soccer featuring Kearsarge and Laconia in last fall's tournament action. It will play Sunday and Monday at noon and 7 p.m. on NCTV 8, TDS channels 13 and 1013, Roku, Apple TV, and for those that don't have cable, our ycnnow.com website now carries all of our programming 24/7. Just click on the live icon and go to the bottom of the page and click on the HTTP link and hit play. Also get ready for live football action on YCN starting in September. I'm Abby Peel. Join us again next week as we come to you from Barton Insurance Company. Stay safe, everyone, and don't forget that YCN is your local view.
This program is supported by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Their full-service model offers oil delivery, propane, motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of oil, gas, and alternative energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning systems, and backup generators. Their highly trained and friendly staff will assist you throughout the process of buying, installing, and servicing a full line of energy products. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire since 1997, with roots going back much further as the country press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper. Echo Communications. Main Street Bookends of Warner. For books, toys, games, cards, gifts, and a gallery of local art. Main Street Bookends of Warner. The Innertown Record, your weekly hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge Sunapee Sunshine region of New Hampshire. The Innertown Record.